All right, bitch, you guessed it. So, we are at Tribeca Bridge. Camera here, right? It's a relatively low but massive long kink rail. It's affectionately known as Stuyvesant kink rail, but really it's Tribeca bridge rail that goes across the West Side Highway, which is this way, left and right, and Chambers Street, or I guess you can call that West Street. Starts off pretty low. I would say it's lower than your standard 36-inch rail, and I think that's one of the reasons Chris Farmer was able to 360 sole it so easily. I shall start by saying I counted the steps coming up, and it's 20 risers at the top and 18 at the bottom. There's this high, closer to 42-inch guardrail on the top here that Alex Nunez has done, I think, top sole or top porn to gap, and I measured the gap at the bottom. From the top of that rail to the bottom is 8 feet, right? 8 feet. Both Jeff Howard and Billy O'Neill have skated this, I believe. Jeff Howard might have done sole. In Solomon skates, I think Billy O'Neill did top sole, and they both tried to gap into the tennis court. My understanding is that the tennis court material is a softer material, and it's my reason for why they didn't land it. But I want to measure it today, so I'm going to cut and come back and then, hit record. But I'm going to try to figure out how this is possible and figure out, some of the math and science behind it. So imagine you are coming from up there, you make it to about here, and then you try to jump down. So I think this is where I climb over the rail. I might have to do this in sections, this video. I don't know if I can enter this this tennis court any other way. And I want to put the phone down. So yeah, I'll be back. Okay, so I'm literally on the edge and could easily slip and fall and die. If you can see that little dot moving around, that is the laser. All right. Ooh. All right. So from the top of the fence to the bottom, that's exactly 151. Let's round it off to 152 inches, right? And then let's say they jump anywhere from, so this is where the fence is. I'm just going to arbitrarily measure, set the laser to the rear. Matter of fact, I'll do the plus function. So I'll go clear. and then we'll go plus, set it to the rear, right? You have the front of the laser or the rear of the laser. I'll go from the front. All right, so 151 plus, that's the mark on the wall. We're going from the front. And if you can see where my hand is, I'm kind of just doing approximately to the top of the rail, right? In terms of the height. And we have 162 inches. So let's do the math. 144 is 12 feet. So this tells me that it's possible, but I think part of the reason might be simply that the tennis court is not smooth enough. And maybe they're riding anti-rocker. I mean, I don't fucking know. I'm trying to think of the angle and the way that they're flying to this obstacle. Oh, man, it's got to be doable. I tell you what, I'm gonna do the tape measurer, which I have on my waist. I'm just gonna drop it down. So here's the tape as it goes down. So we get the actual height, or approximate height, but we know from the laser it's 162 approximately. I just don't have the calculator handy. So from this point you're looking at already, so if 160 is there, you're looking at, oh shit, so it is 13 feet. Yikes, so they are actually gapping close to 14 feet. Wow. Huh. Whew. That means this is a 14-foot fucking gap. In my head, no bullshit, I'm like, yo, Fish ain't landed, Jeff Howard ain't landed. This nigga Ado gonna land that shit. Because the sole grind ain't nothing for me. And I'm kind of good on the knees with impact. But I got to climb down there to really figure this out. So let me put the tape on the hip. Matter of fact, I'm going to put all this shit in the bag so I don't drop anything. Because there's a lot of weird spaces down here where I could lose shit. Right? I could lose some shit behind this fence. And then I got to crawl down there. I'd hate for that to happen. But yeah, 162 approximately. I'm just gonna call it 14 feet. All right, fun fact, I'm climbing down, right? As you can see. And they have this netting on this fucking fence that makes it difficult to actually grab the fence. So I'm curious if I'm gonna be stuck in here once I jump down. But a nigga ain't worried about none of that. All right. I don't know, man. This floor is fucking definitely doable. I thought it was like a rubberized floor. It might be, man. Yo, if you've seen the film No Difference and you watch film Bite It, literally Scorpion on this fucking thing. Right? Like, damn near busted his face and talk about how it's more of like his ego thing than like he's not physically hurt. It's more of like an ego thing. It's possible, but I think it's possible. Shit. It looks like it's almost a straight impact. I think you got to be ready to brace for that impact, man. There's no fucking other way. I think the only other way is maybe if you put a piece of plywood down. Fuck. Soul. Did Jeff Howard land it? I think he did. Jeez, that's 13 and a half, almost 14 feet. So that's right now, to me, the standard for aggressive inline roller skating. And that's with using, you know, maximum 60 millimeter wheels, potentially even riding anti-rocker. Sheesh. I gotta climb out of this bitch now. But yeah, this has been something that's been going through my mind forever. I've been like, yo, now I gotta go back and figure out if anybody actually did land it or did not land it. Because I'm bugging. I'm like, did anyone ever land it? Oh, I can get over this gate here. All right, my head can't fit. I'll climb this side. But yeah, I don't want to climb back over there. It's too difficult. Shit, coming over that fence was tricky. Climbing it, they still had the fence thing on the inside. It's like, I realized it's not, maybe they didn't put that there to prevent people from climbing it. Maybe they did. But they more so put it there for like a sort of privacy barrier. So you don't really see people while they're playing, and the people who are playing can focus on the game. But as I was saying, so either way, the point is, if you're trying to climb in or out of that spot, just be prepared with some finger strength. Because my shoes wasn't cutting it. A lot of it was straight finger strength. Obviously, the upper body and arm and core strength helped. But there was a lot of points where my feet were not catching anything, and I was just straight fingers up and down. Anyways, once upon a time, I skated this rail. Sole hit the kink and then flew this way. So I came sole from this side, right? Got to the kink. Right at the edge when I thought I was about to finish it and be able to call victory, I fucking flew headfirst this way. Probably landed in the middle, like balled up, tucked, and like tumbled forward. You know, you're talking 10 years ago, so if I'm almost 40, you're talking when I was 30. Maybe I was 27. No, I was still working at Home Depot because I went straight to Home Depot that night. Damn, so that means I started in 02, 03, 04. I worked at Home Depot from 04 to 07. So between 04 and 07, it had to be between 04 and 05, I think. Because I worked overnight at Home Depot between 04 and 05-ish, maybe 06, 04, 5, 6, 7, right? 3 years. 4, 5, 6. I'm sorry, 4, 5, 6, 7. So between 2004, 5, and 6, I did like a year and a half overnight. And I remember bashing my shit on this rail, dying. You know, we had like an evening session and then going, I got to go to work at Chelsea Home Depot, 23rd Street. And I worked the 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. shift. So I was like, yeah, time to go to work. They're like, you all right? I'm like, I'm good. You know, I might have been limping a little bit, little bruised, but I was good. So yeah, if that was 04, if I was 18 in 02, I was 18 in 02, so 02, 03, 04, let's say 05, 06. So I was 18, 19, 20, 21. Damn, I was 22. Shit, time flies. I still feel like I got it though. It's crazy.